Yes, what's up, Alpha on YouTube? The first person here. Yes, another test run today. Not right now, though. I'll explain what we'll be doing in a second. But we will be doing another test run today. A higher power test run at that. Now, listen. I like to engage your mind, your cabeza. So I want you guys to tell me what this is right here. Because I'm currently building another part for this machine. This is roughly coming together. What is this? You guys should know by now. Maybe I should have put on gloves. But what is this? Daddy Diesel. A happy Easter to you as well. They call me Yuki. What is this, guys? What is this thing called? This particular part, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'll give you a hint. The microwave producing component is mounted to this. The magnetron is mounted to this, and this allows microwaves to be barreled into the machine. Oh, you got it right, Yuki, the waveguide, exactly. This is called a waveguide. So, we have magnetrons. Magnetrons are what come from every microwave oven. They're what create the microwaves, right? Waveguides are where the magnetrons are mounted to then funnel in the microwaves, because when microwaves come off, they just come off everywhere. They're out of control, they're chaotic. This funnels them, it's a barrel, so then we could funnel them into the reactor. Marry me, Daddy Diesel. Bro, you're crazy. Goodness gracious. Hey, you were right, Yuki. The waveguide. You said this channel never ceases to amaze me. Well, look, it's crazy because we're just getting started. We just did the first ever low power test run yesterday, right? This thing isn't even there yet. Imagine, I mean, here's the thing, guys. So, low power test run. Yesterday we did a test run. We had one magnetron. That's the equivalent of turning one microwave oven on, right? I'm building the second waveguide right now. We're gonna mount it onto the machine in probably a few hours' time. That means when I go live a little bit later today, we'll be doing a test run with 2 magnetrons. Double the power from yesterday. It's gonna be even more powerful test run. See, we're going up every day till we get up to 12. And by the time it's 12, I gotta have generators to do test runs, because I can't run it off of my wall. I got a 50 amp circuit, but that's only enough for up to 5. Okay, so as soon as we get past 5, we gotta get a generator out here. But hopefully we'll have one by that time. So, you said what time? I don't know yet. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. You know, here's the thing. I gotta finish building this first, right? This is done. This is almost done. It needs to be welded together, and then I need to drill holes so these mount together like kiss like that. And then this gets welded to the machine, and then I, do all the wiring and stuff. So that it'll take a few more hours after after I get off the live now. But I reckon it'll probably be 3 or 4 o'clock, probably 4 or 5, between 4 and 5 EST PM. Because I made some really good progress, but sometimes the littlest things take a very long time. But I remember you, Yuki. You're from Discord. It's good to see you here. You said I have 100% belief and I want to invest. Well, you can go on NatureJab.com and fill out a form. But I do appreciate your belief in this project. What's up, guys on Facebook? What's up, Del Marero? You're studying physics at Harvard? Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I love these types of things. I love science. By the way, you're looking very handsome today. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliments. Thank you very much. Hey, how you guys like the merch? NatureJab.com/merch. I gotta get some of my own merch in like every color pretty much, so I'm not just wearing the same shirts day in, day out. Say you're doing God's work. Well, I always said this, but this was definitely bestowed upon me, right? Some of the doors that have opened in my life it's just at some point it's just kind of like, well, um, I'm just a vessel doing this work. Sandra, thank you for the $15 on Cash App early stream donation. I appreciate you very much, Sandra, for the $15 on the Cash App. Are we testing it out today? We'll be testing it out a little bit later today. Like I said, guys, my intention from now on is any day I'm going live with this reactor, like unless I'm doing a Q&A, or if I don't go live at all, I want to test run it live. Because why not? Right? Why not? Why not do it live? And why not do it every day? Get the data. Okay, guys, let me tell you something. All right, you know how yesterday we were pushing out the oxygen in here with argon? Well, I got a vacuum pump. Well, I already had one. It's an air compressor, an air conditioner compressor, and I got it wired up properly. So I'm actually now putting this thing under vacuum. It's actually under vacuum right now, a very little vacuum. In fact, we're too far away, but I was gonna say I could open up the valve and you would hear it suck in the air. He said, "You're at church right now?" What's up? Hey, Giovanni, listen, man. Because I know you're usually on the TikTok. I got banned off of TikTok live, so I can't go live on TikTok until April 4th. They banned me for talking about Diddy touching the plastic in this reactor, or the microwaves touching the plastic as if it's the microwaves or Diddy. So unfortunately, you said microwaves are no danger for you shooting. Here's the thing about microwaves: they reflect off of metal. Look at this. Look, this machine is 100% metal. So we turn microwaves on, they go in the machine, they don't come out. They don't escape the machine. Yeah, L TikTok for real. And by the way, guys, on Facebook, Instagram, if you guys want the best quality live stream, you have to go to YouTube. The quality is so much better on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube right now too. It's in my bio. It's NatureJab. I'm wondering why yesterday you put argon in. It's just because that's what I always was used to doing. But I'll tell you what actually happened this morning. I left my argon open, and I guess I had a small leak in my pipes, and all my argon was out when I woke up this morning. So I was like, well, obviously we have to get the oxygen out. My welding supply store is closed today, so I can't go get more argon. The only other option that I could do right now today is vacuum, which is actually better in every way. The only issue in the past was I was always worried, like, is my machine good enough to hold a vacuum, right? Will I actually be sucking in oxygen, which is dangerous? And guess what? It's good. The machine actually is holding a vacuum right now, and it will hold a vacuum for a good bit of time. It's not completely vacuum tight, like eventually the vacuum is gonna start dropping, but here's the thing, right? We put it under vacuum, we turn it on. The vapor's starting to be made, right, until the pressure equalizes. Once those vapors start to get, made and fill up the whole container, the vacuum's gonna go away anyway. So as long as it holds vacuum for like 15, 20 minutes, it's fine. As long as it's not starting to suck in a crazy amount of air up to that point. And there's a few other things, like I can tighten some things, put some Teflon tape around things, pipe dope to help out, once we start to get this thing way more serious and way more professional when it comes to, like, when we start to do higher and higher power test runs, it's important that even the littlest, places of compromise are completely dealt with. I've tested all my welds have no leaks. Every single weld, and it's crazy, guys, honestly, I'll be honest with you. It's a lot of welds on this whole reactor, like so many. So it's a miracle that there's no leaks on any of them. And of course, if there was, I could easily just patch it. But yeah, no leaks on any of the welds. The only very small leak I have is at the shaft, and it only leaks up to when you get up to 3 psi. So I'm actually gonna get a better shaft seal that's rated for like 150 psi. And put that on, but that's still good because, like I say, this reactor operates under almost no pressure. So 3 psi is a rare sight to see for this reactor. But nonetheless, we don't want any leaks anywhere at any time. So we're gonna solve that because I want, even though this reactor would never even get up to 10 psi, right? I want to have everything on here rated for 100, 200 psi, right? Just in case if we ever have pressure spikes or heck. What about if there is a minor explosion, right? You don't want the whole thing to literally blow up, right? Thank you for the $10, Rich Flowers, on Cash App. Rich Flowers, the $10 said for donation. Listen, Rich Flowers, I truly do appreciate your donation. It goes so far and it helps the project out so much. So thank you, Rich Flowers, for the $10 on Cash App. With some butterflies out. What a beautiful Easter morning, right? Are you putting an oxygen meter on soon? I have to buy an oxygen meter, and it's not cheap, so I don't have to put it on right now. In fact, I'm not. The oxygen meter, see, there's certain things right now that are going to be a part of this machine when it's done. They are a lot more sophisticated. I'm talking K-type thermometers to measure the temperature of the body, measure the temperature of the vapors, measure the temperature of different, maybe even some of the electronics. The oxygen sensor to make sure all the oxygen is out. There's going to be automated solenoid valves to let us open and close the valves with the press of a button. There's going to be automated solenoid valves to let us suck out all the oxygen with the press of a button. There's going to be automatic valves that will let us compress the natural gas into a container with the press of a button. There's going to be a lot of electronics going with this machine. And of course, I'll be able to turn on this machine, turn it on and off completely wirelessly. I actually ordered a little relay thing, and I want to give it a test today, because I don't like being near the thing when I turn it on. I don't even like being anywhere near it. But I got this thing, it's pretty much like a garage door opener. I just click it, and I can turn it on from like 100 feet away. So, you know, and I can pretty much incorporate that same type of clicker for everything. Yep, safety controls. We're gonna, and you guys just wait, like, this is just the reactor, right? We don't even have the electronics box. When I built this it's gonna be like a cabinet, like an electronics wardrobe, because of how many microwave transformers we have to have, right? And it's gonna be very sophisticated. You know, thanks to all you guys and your donations, I'll be able to get, you know, safer components. And even though, you know, it is handmade and it is secondhand, there's gonna be a lot of new parts on it in terms of electronic safety, right? All types of switches and fuses and relays and all types of things, just to make sure that, you know, it's safe. Because you guys also need to remember, this machine is going to be operating continuously when it's done right. Meaning it's going to be running almost all day, right? And obviously, I'm not going to sit there watching the machine all day. I need to have fail switches in place. I need to have things that will go off if a fire starts, or if the pressure rises too much, or just, you know, if there's a short, it just automatically cuts off with the breaker, you know? These type of things have to be in place, because I don't need this thing to blow up. Right, for example, my Mark IV machine, we had the electrical fire that almost burned down my parents' house, right? When that electrical fire happened, I wasn't near the machine. It was running on its own. I was up in my room, walked outside to check on it, saw a whole bunch of smoke. There needs to be things in place for this machine to where if a fire is even about to start, everything would cut off, right? Or if an electrical short is detected, everything would just cut off for safety. It's always better safe than sorry, right? We need to have those things in place, because this thing will be operating like 8-10 hours at once, maybe even up to 12 hours a day, and I'm not going to be there at all moments, and I want to be able to be safe. In fact, I could even, you know, get like cameras, you know, like those, not the Ring cameras, you know, those wireless cameras you can connect to your phone and like look at it from a distance. I can even do that type of thing. You said ask Mr. Beast for a blast wall. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. This machine is so big, it has so much volume, that if this thing, and then it's welded too, a lot of welds on this thing, fully penetrated through. So if this thing ever exploded and made shrapnel, there's very little that could save anybody. Because there's videos of water heaters that blow up and go through a whole house. If this thing blew up, if it got up to that amount of pressure to where this blew up and all the welds broke and the propane tanks broke, nothing could save you. So the point is, we're not gonna let it explode. We're gonna have oxygen meter. See, I don't even know coding like that. If I knew coding, I could have like a Arduino which hooked it up to where it's like the Arduino gives power to everything, and if there's too much oxygen detected from the oxygen sensor, it won't even let you turn the stuff on, right? So you don't accidentally turn it on with too much oxygen and cause a risk, or, you know, things like that. But I don't even know coding like that, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But that can come with time, right? I do have a pressure relief valve in here. Say you can code. It's not even complex coding, really, you know. In fact, I bet AI can just do it, right? Nowadays, honestly, right? You just plug it into the chat GPT. And would you guys believe me if I told you I never used chat GPT? I never used it. I don't even have an account for chat GPT. I don't even have an account. I never used it. What is the chemical process that breaks down the plastic? It is the process of pyrolysis, which is when you break something down with heat in the absence of oxygen. So it cannot burn or catch on fire. Instead, it just breaks down under the heat and breaks down to its basic molecular forms. ChatGPT is getting better with Arduino. Yeah, I would believe so. Did you ever find out why it was smoking from yesterday's test? It's supposed to. Oh, smoke. Are you talking about the leak we had, or are you talking about the vapors coming out? Because those vapors coming out, that's not smoke for one, and those are supposed to come out. Those vapors that come out are the natural gas products from the plastic. We get gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, natural gas, carbon. How many products is that? That's five products. And the natural gas is what comes out after the condenser. So look, guys, here's the exciting part about today. Here's the exciting part. We got 2 microwaves going to be mounted in there today because we're getting this going. That should be enough heat to actually give us some oil. Maybe not much. I don't think we're going to get much of anything until we get up to 3. But we should get some. I remember I ran Mark IV off of just 2, and 2 does it. It takes time, it's slow, but 2 magnetrons will do it with enough time. How are you capturing the vapors, or is it negligible? You can just flare them, but I think that's stupid. It's energy, it's natural gas, capture. Like I used to collect it in yoga balls. This machine is gonna make so much more. I gotta have a different way of collecting them. A way bigger container, and I'm gonna get a huge bladder to collect them in. I'm a mad permaculturist. Will you come and discuss your story on my podcast? You have to email me. Daddy Diesel, I love you. That bunny boy, you sure are thirsty on Easter, on Bunny Day. That bunny boy. Yeah, email me business@naturejab.com. We'll discuss the podcast things. I'm actually very much into gardening as well. And before I got into this machine, I actually was quite interested in taking on gardening professionally. What's up, Streets and Promo? What's up, Ghostface? You should work and talk at the same time we want to see. Well, the issue is I don't like multitasking. You know, they actually say there's no such thing as multitasking. It's not possible to possibly do 2 things at once and do them as good as if you were just doing one or the other thing. What's up, Zach? It's not possible. And I used to show me welding and stuff on live stream, but when I would start welding, most people would leave anyway, so it's like, it's just better for video content anyway. You know, speed it up, and I don't have to worry about trying to make sure the angle's right for everybody too. You want to drink some of this plastic diesel, that bunny? You want to drink some? Yeah, you can drink some. People all the time ask me how it tastes. I'm not stupid enough to drink it, but you can drink it. Hey, what's up, my boy? Hello?
1 second. Plugging my headphones.
All right, take care of that bunny. You have a good Easter. You have a good bunny day.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Hey, first of all, man, I'd like to say thank you for your support, man. I appreciate you so much.
Of course. I always, you know, you're doing something amazing, bro. You're changing the world, man. Like this is something that can change the world and help save the planet, bro. Like, you know.
Thank you, man.
There's so much pollution in the world, and like for years we try to come up with ways to solve the plastic waste, plastic pollution, and clean our ocean, but we have no idea where to put the plastic at. Yeah, we can gather the plastic, but where we're gonna put it at? And your idea is to turn plastic into fuel, which can also save gas prices on fuel and everything else. Like it can really like help the economy out.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, because when I started this, I was just trying to get rid of plastic, right? Just figure out how can we get rid of plastic truly and like recycle it. And I found this process, and it turns out that it also makes fuel as well. And it's like that's a no-brainer. Come on now, because the prices are going up of fuel. Plastic is literally everywhere, so it's like I have to do it. I don't care if they're saying you gotta have this lab equipment or whatever, or this type of, you gotta have a degree. I'm like, I'm gonna try it anyway.
So what is after you complete this version? Do you have a plan of making like a larger one? And
Yeah, so this is the Mark 4.5. Once this is done and it's running, we get the numbers and stuff. The goal is to make Mark 5, right? That's going to be the first industrial one, which will be like a size way bigger than I could ever possibly build at home anyway.
I would like to support and become an investment into that if you also are down to that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not really sure what the situation will look like in terms of funding when Mark 5 comes along right now, but you know, that's definitely a possibility when it, you know, we could definitely potentially use some type of like crowd investment fund for that machine potentially, you know. It just depends on what comes along from when this reactor ends up, you know, doing its thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's all I had to ask right now. I'm currently at work right now on my rig. I just wanted to tap in to ask you a few questions. Well, I hope you have a blessed day.
Hey, you too,
Continue
man.
doing what you're doing, man.
You have a blessed Easter, man. You stay blessed. Thank you.
You too.
I appreciate your support.
All right.
Just gotta watch your back. The DOW might not be happy with your work. Yeah, for real. The regulatory people are gonna come and bust me. That'll probably be the thing that would happen before anything else, right? Congrats on the test run. Thank you. We're gonna do another run today. And much love to Denmark, Mets. Have you looked into getting investors or sponsors? So let me tell you guys the issue that I've had with sponsors, because I've had a few sponsorship opportunities. It's always been things that have nothing to do with what I'm doing. Like I'm talking like people want to want to come up and they want me to like promote swimwear and stuff, and I'm like, I can't even possibly tie that into what I'm doing. Like, if I feel like if I'm gonna sponsor, if I'm gonna like advertise something to you guys, it needs to be something that one I agree with, right, and two, it has something to do with what I'm doing or my core beliefs or something. But most of the sponsorship opportunities that have come along my way just haven't made any bloody sense to go about, right? You know, like what am I possibly gonna talk about some swimwear with? You said, what if the swimwear was made from plastic? Well, then that gets microplastics everywhere every time you put it in the washer. I actually believe that our clothes should not have plastic in it. I know there's that whole crap about, oh yeah, let's make this stuff from 100% recycled plastic. That gets microplastics in everything every time you wash it, for one. And for two, when you're done with that shirt, so it's just gonna end up in the trash anyway, like any other piece of plastic would have. The best way to do anything is to actually destroy the plastic, not to turn it into something else and just get microplastics everywhere. So I would actually, ironically, I would rather sponsor swimwear that's made 100% not plastic. So I don't think the clothes should be made of plastic. I don't think it's even good for you to wear plastic on your body like that, because of course, you know, there's gonna be some leaching of plastic molecules onto your skin, your epidermis, and your epidermis is very absorbent to things, so I'm just saying. You said check your new TikTok video. I'll check it when I get the chance to. I really, you know, unless I'm on TikTok making a video or going live, I almost never go on there. So, you know, I'll check it if I happen to go on there, Gia, but I can't make any promises on that. Now, in terms of investors, you know, that situation hasn't been the best, because most investors, they just want chunks of the company, like huge chunks early on. You know what I'm saying? Huge chunks. So I'm just like, I just rather not even go down that route right now. Just, you know, I've yet to actually run into an investor that didn't want half of the company, right? So you look fabulous, great job out there, and have a great, wonderful, great life out. Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you, John. I appreciate you. I appreciate your kind words. You gotta team up with the ocean cleanup company. Yeah, exactly. That's what I love to do. How do you turn this into a massive scale production? By doing this, building it bigger and bigger at home, figuring out the flaws and figuring out how we can help fix that. And then we built the first pilot plant, which is like semi-industrial, and then the first industrial plant, and we're set. And once you built one, the first one that works, it's off. The whole world will eat this technology up. I promise you, we'll never have problems selling this. we'll never have problems getting this to other countries, the other, companies, governments. I promise that. That's the easiest part. I already got so many people that are like, if this was done, we would buy it, in this country, that country, countries in Africa, countries in the Middle East, So that's not even the issue, right? That's not even the issue. The issue is just getting it there and not giving up 75% of my company or getting to that point, right? That's what the issue is. But I truly believe we could crowdfund it. You guys are so generous with the donations, with the cash apps, with the badges, and everything. And I truly believe, like right now, my audience, the audience here, we're just a fraction of what we will be once this machine is really up and running, making big crazy videos, running jets and cars. We're gonna have millions of people, and just imagine, right? Like, only X percentage of people will donate, but if you have 1 million people, it only takes 1% to actually start making quite big numbers, right? So I truly believe we can crowdfund the first pilot plant, and after that, it doesn't, once that first pilot plant is built, the rest of the machines can be funded off of pre-orders. We just have to prove, we have to have a physical industrial machine in the flesh that absolutely proves it works, that people can come out and see, and we'll get pre-orders, and then we can fund the, that's kind of like what Tesla did. Reggio, thank you for the badge. Hey, you get a badge almost every live, man. I appreciate you so much, Reggio. Like, that's what Tesla does. Like, Tesla got pre-orders for the Cybertruck, like 200. They made a ton of money off of pre-orders, and the Cybertruck came out like almost half a decade later, right? So I'm not gonna do that to people. I'm not gonna make people wait half a decade, right? But I'm just saying that, like, but in order to get to a point where you have pre-orders, there are certain things you have to do. You gotta have a physical machine. You gotta have a machine that works. You gotta have numbers, right? It's just business things. So those are things that, we're gonna get to. But that's why I believe, like, to get to that point, you can crowdfund it, get pre-orders, and then boom, off to the races after that point. Because there's other pyrolysis reactors and other pyrolysis companies in the world, but there ain't nobody selling you the microwave pyrolysis ones. There ain't nobody. So if these microwave pyrolysis reactors prove to be unprecedented, as we see they have been for me in my backyard, and they prove to be worth it on an energy perspective and a huge improvement compared to regular pyrolysis at every level, then it's gonna be a no-brainer. Like, people are gonna buy these, governments are gonna buy these, and we barely even have to sell it. We just gotta say the numbers and what the heck it's gonna do and what it's gonna do for the community. Of course, gotta make it safe and all that too. But I mean, it's gonna be an easy sell, in my opinion. So, what's your background? I'm a welder. Yeah, that's my background in education. I'm just a welder, and then I finished high school. I did not go to college. I'm self-taught for this process. Turn landfills into gold mines. Yup, that's true alchemy. We're taking something that previously was an absolute destructive thing to everybody. Hated plastic waste. The bane of our existence was plastic waste. And now we're taking it and making it into the most valuable thing to us humans: energy. The most valuable thing to the whole universe: energy. So it's true alchemy right there. That's literally lead to gold, because before, plastic is just like, throw that crap away. Now, oh my goodness, you threw away that plastic? What is wrong with you? How dare you throw away that plastic? That's fuel. You just threw away you threw away 0.002 gallons of fuel when you threw away that plastic water bottle in the trash. So China is in everything bad copies. It doesn't matter if people copy this. It doesn't even matter. Look, Tesla made the Tesla electric car. They made electric cars into the market. Now, how many other companies have electric cars now? But still, to this day, when you say the word Tesla, everybody thinks like, oh yeah, that's the electric car. So I don't care if somebody copies. I'm gonna be the microwave pyrolysis company. That's what it is. Other people can do their thing too, but people will know they're gonna get the OG reactor, the best reactor from me, right? And that's all that matters. They'll be the ripoffs, but that's all they'll be, the ripoffs. They're gonna be the counterfeit. They're not gonna be the OG. I'm gonna have the OG one. Because they could only base their designs off of the last design I put out. But since they're copying me, they don't know what else I have in my mind for the next improvements. They haven't even seen that yet, because it hadn't even come out. Nobody's seen Mark V yet but me. And by the time I'm selling my first reactor, in my mind I'll be on my third one design-wise. So they can't keep up. It doesn't matter. They can copy all they want. And plus, I think it's better when things are open source anyway. You know, things are open source. I think it's better for all of humanity. You know, yeah, less profit, but honestly, who cares about profit if the world is not good, right? Who cares about profit if the world is absolutely polluted and you're not even having the assurance if your children's children will have a clean world? Who cares about profit then? At that point in time, because you can have all the money in the world and that wouldn't fix that, right? Or you can put your money towards something, or maybe take less money, make a sacrifice to make less money, but to do something that's going to help things truly be established, to where you can truly make a difference, right? For a long time, for all of humanity. That's all I'm saying. I think it's worth the sacrifice. It was like Kendrick Lamar said, sacrifice personal gain over everything, just to see the next generation better than ours. That's real. Because personal gain is just temporary, you know what I'm saying? Like, personal gain, like, okay, yeah, cool, it's cool. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it wouldn't be nice to have millions of dollars or whatever, but it's just like temporary. You know how many people already had that since forever? So many people have been rich since forever. I mean, like, it's just like the same old story. Like, yeah, okay, you're rich, you die rich, and now when you're dead, like, you know, I'll say it like this. Remember, does anybody remember in the Super Bowl this year, there was like a private jet, or maybe a few private jets or something. There were a few billionaires that died in a private jet crash. Barely anybody talked about it because nobody cares about when just a random. Because you know what? People get tired of it because they're like, this dude is a billionaire, but what is he even doing for anybody? Like, people have a disdain for when you think about somebody rich, because the first thing it makes you think is they have all this money, they're not even helping, right? So, like, clearly you have no respect and no honor and no legacy if when you have so much power and you die, people don't even care. So clearly your money really didn't mean much outside of just your temporary life. And I'm talking about living forever. I'm talking about legacy. And to have a legacy, you have to be thinking beyond just your own personal gain and profit. You know, that's period. So, you know, maybe in a past life I was rich or something, but honestly, nowadays I'm over here. I'm trying to just truly just do things for all of humanity, or truly just have that legacy. I don't care about that money, because like I said, it's an experience and it's temporary, and it can come and go, and it will come and go. It's just quick, you know. A flash of your eyes. It's all over. And plus, let me tell you something too. Let's be real. You could have. First of all, money is backed by nothing now, nothing real. So if there was a solar flare that hit, or an EMP, and all the power goes out, you could be a billionaire, and it ain't gonna mean shit anyway. But you know what? If all the power goes out, solar flare, but you have people's respect because you built something that really helps people, even when the power goes out, even when there's gangs running all over the place, you'll still be respected. You can't buy respect, and clearly, most people don't respect rich people. I see you, Yuki. You said, what about the submarine, the Titan? I mean, like, I respect the guy that was working on the Titan for, like, you know, wanting to innovate in the field and just like building something, but I'll keep it real, like. You know, we never know what the true situation was on the inside. Like, we don't know what their budget was. We don't know what. But I'll be real though. Like, just from the outside, hearing it, the first thing you think is like, if you have all this money, why the hell did you make this machine? Or why the hell did you make this submarine with such big flaws that did not have to be, you know, there? Like, you know, like where they're talking. You know how it's carbon fiber. you know, and you know, all the military vessels are titanium. I'll say it like this: when I'm building this machine, I'm doing this at home, right? I don't have access to these military grade magnetrons and metal, but what I do, I base my design off of everything that I learn online that has already been done at these big scales. So I'm not the military. I don't have the military budget. I can't make a military waveguide, but I can make mine as close to it as possible. But like, there were some things in that Titan submarine that were made that are just not the standard anywhere, and didn't make any sense. Primarily the carbon fiber meshing with the metal. Like, if you know, anybody that knows anything, they know when you try to put two dissimilar materials together, especially something that's soft and hard like metal and carbon fiber, it's very hard to get that to truly stay sealed and then under such pressures. Look, I have trouble putting brass and steel together. I gotta put Teflon tape around it and pipe dope, and it still has little leaks, right? You trying to take carbon fiber and steel together, or what is it, steel or titanium? I'm like, that was kind of a, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, titanium is more expensive, that's true. But like but then you were like, what, this guy's a billionaire. So it's like, why was it even a thing? You know, I don't know, but we don't know what the situation was behind the scenes. So I can't speak on all that. But I'm just saying, I know myself, because I've built machines, budget cut, okay? Streets and Promo, thank you for the badge, okay? I've built a machine out of a 55-gallon drum, budget, and it blew up. So I understand what it's like. And I've had electrical fires because I had a budget cut and I didn't have the proper money to get the right power supplies that would properly cool themselves off. I had to try to build it myself and it failed. Caught on fire. Budget cut. But I just don't understand how when you're so I can understand why when you're just tinkering, putting things together and you don't have a budget, you're gonna have a lot of errors just from quality of things. But when you have a supposedly huge budget, millions, billions, I just don't understand why you would purposely kind of mess yourself up like that. You know what I'm saying? I that's what I don't understand about that situation. But you look at it, we're not really doing much different things, right? This is a Titan too. I'm doing this full time, and it is a full-time job. For example, on average, I'm out here working on this 8 to 10 hours every single day. That's not including editing videos. It's not including uploading videos. It's not including live streaming. That's just the machine. It's a full-time job, but I want to appreciate all of you because you guys watch, because you guys donate, I'm able to make this my full-time job, which has been something I've been wanting to do for so many years now. So much love to all you guys, and I truly take it as a job. You know, I truly take it as a responsibility. You know, that's why I'm like, we're getting this working. We're building these things ASAP. We're doing these test runs every day because you guys got me to this point where I can do this, and I appreciate you guys so much. So I kind of feel obligated to work extra hard because I feel like it's such a blessing to be able to do what you want to do as your job, and I don't want to ever take that for granted. You know, so I'm going to work extra hard every day. You know, do as much as I can, and make sure I'm making sure that you guys are seeing. I'm bringing you along. I'm filming it. You know, I don't like filming stuff. I get tired of moving cameras around me all the time, but I do it because it's like the least I can do. The least I can do is you guys see everything. The least I can do is go live every day, you know, running it, breaking down the process. The least I can do is answering the same question 300 times on how it works, right? So the least I can do, because I appreciate everybody. So let's word up. You said, what is the best way to donate? Where is it you get the most after fees? The best way right now, where are you, Nikki? Because if you're in the U.S., not Nikki, but the Techry, D. Paul. If you're in the U.S., Cash App is the best way. I get the most, or they take the least from me, right? But if you're anywhere else, the PayPal is the best way. The Cash App is $NatureJab, and the PayPal, you can actually find it in my link tree. But it's business@naturejab.com. But I appreciate you, man. You said you need money to run a pyrolysis plant. You need money to do anything in the world, right? Money is a tool. But having money to do something like build a machine and having money to yourself are two different things. And to be honest, let's say this, right? Tesla makes so much money, Elon Musk paid himself like like $3 billion or something like that. So Tesla made a lot of profit, but clearly a huge chunk of that profit did not go to the company. So this company, NatureJab, turning plastics into fuel, it needs to be a $1 billion, $1 trillion company. But it does not mean that I am over here giving myself a bonus of $30 billion every year. I think that's, I can't really speak too much on all that. But I'll say it like this. The goal is to always further the technology and further the earth. So when this machine is a lucrative business, we're going to always put all that money back into the business. And then we're also going to put the money into things like, I want to plant tons of trees around the whole earth. I have other inventions too. Things like that. Like always working all over. And I'm giving myself 30 billion. I can't even spend that much money, but I'm just gonna give myself a pay bonus of $30 billion this year. It was, oh my goodness, I did so much work, even though I have all these employees that actually do the work, and I just sit at the top. I deserve $30 billion, while all of them just make 30,000 a year. Some nonsense. What's up, Derek? So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this wave guide because I'm very excited to do this next test run with dos of these things in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and I'll be live in a few hours from now for the second ever test run. I'll be uploading a video before I go live saying I'm doing it, so you guys will be able to know what's up. But I appreciate you all for being here. Appreciate everybody who has donated, and I'll see you guys soon.